Alright, so today we have the brand new F-86 Sabre from Arrows, 64mm jet. It does come with a vector gyro system on it. Sets up on a 3-position switch. Gyro off, gyro on, and auto leveling. I don't know if, I'm not 100% sure, and we'll find that in the air here in a minute, if the auto leveling limits your bank angle or not. I don't think it does, but we'll find that out here shortly. What else? The build quality is really nice on this. Everything screws together. There's no glue at all whatsoever. And what's also awesome about this jet, as being a 64mm jet, as we know, most of all the other main companies, they're just yank and bank jets. And this one actually comes with a working rudder, believe it or not. And more than that, it also has flaps on this jet, which I believe Arrows outdid themselves with this one. We got a little bit of a wind here today. It calms down, then it gusts up. So yeah, we're gonna use that gyro system today for this Maiden. It does come with the with wheels, not retractable wheels, just static wheels. I have left them off. The drop tanks are removable. I'm gonna leave those on for now, just because I feel like they'll work good as skids for the belly landing. Also, if you've seen this plane, you'll notice that the canopy comes all gray, and I've painted the frame of mine silver. Luckily, the silver paint that I use matches the plane perfectly. All the panel lines are there. I don't know why they chose to leave it all gray. I just feel like that looks ugly. So, painting mines silver like that, I feel like it just makes it look way better. Some of the gray paint kind of peeled up in a little bit of spots from the tape when I painted it, but that's okay. But yeah, let's put her up in the air here and see how she goes. The Maiden of the Arrows 64mm Sabre. All right. See how I can hold this thing. I do have the auto leveling on at the moment. Might leave it on for the whole flight depending on the wind. So yep, let's give her a toss. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she flies really nice. And it doesn't feel like it doesn't need any trim at all. I'm kind of high up there a little bit. Gonna get her in this kind of pattern. See if I can bring her down some. Chop the throttle. I'm gonna give her some nose down. I'm way up there. And I'm cruising at like 3/4 throttle here. I'm trying to get her lower here. When she flies really good. Give her some throttle here. I'm just gonna do a couple of circle patterns here with her because not gonna get too crazy with it on a Maiden. It seems to fly really nice on the stabilized mode, which is what I'm on right now. I might not take it off of it for this flight. I got the sun setting here to the left, and I'm kind of really having some hard time tracking it when it gets the silhouette. Give her some more nose down. She's wanting to climb when I give her full throttle. So far, I feel like that vector system. I want to test the bank angles here. Oh yeah, no, it does limit the bank angle. So it kind of behaves like safe. And see what my time is here. 7 seconds. Turn that stabilization off here for a second. Give her a nice loop. Yeah, it's just really windy up there. I just wanted to get it in the air and get it made and get a feel for her first before I start getting crazy with it. And what's my timer down to 24 seconds here, so we're gonna work on getting her landed. Come down on a low pass here, see how she does. All right. And she feels like she's got plenty of power to pull up and out. That's my timer counting down. And I'm gonna get her over here. Get her on the straight path before I pull those flaps. All right. And the flaps slowed her down pretty good. And the skids, the drop tanks work good as skids is what I imagined they would. What can I say? It flies really nice. The stabilization makes it feel pretty restricted. So I'm gonna get another flight with her and fly without the stabilization. I took it off for a second, just to see how it was. Felt kind of twitchy. Maybe I might, I was flying on high rates there. I might use the lower rate and see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, it flies really smooth. That's for sure. That vector gyro system works pretty much just like the Spektrum Safe does, I feel anyway. So yeah, that's the Maiden of the Arrows F-86 Sabre 64mm. Flown on a 4S 2200, I believe is a 50C pack I have in there. And yeah, that's it for now. All right, so we're back with the F-86 Sabre from Arrows, 64mm jet. This will be the second flight. I just did the Maiden a couple minutes ago. And yeah, we're gonna do a second flight here and put her up. I am flying, I don't know if I mentioned in the first video, but I am flying this on a Spektrum AR620 receiver, since it already has the vector gyro in it, which I just learned limits your bank angle. I thought it was just auto leveling and it didn't limit your bank angles, but it does limit the bank angles. So we're gonna try to fly with the gyro off this time around. I'll launch it in safe mode first and get her around, and I'll switch it off here and play around with it a little bit. Not gonna get too crazy with it. It's a little windy out here. This is the second flight. I don't want to smash this plane because this plane is it's really pretty, and I actually kind of like it. It flies really nice. So yeah, let's get it up. I'm gonna fly this one on. I'm gonna fly on low rates this time. The first time I flew on high rates, just because I felt like it was gonna give me more you know, throw, more maneuverability, but it felt kind of twitchy. So this time we're gonna go on low rates and see what that feels like. All right. All right, and that sun is setting over there to the left. I'm trying to keep it out of there. Of course, the wind wants to pick up here. I'm sorry, I didn't want to point the camera in to the sun. took it out of the stabilization mode. I have it on gyro mode right now. And I'm flying on low rates and it feels a lot better on the low rates. Kind of got close to those trees there. And I'm flying into the sun, so we're gonna pop safe on. Once you pop safe on it, it climbs right straight up into the air. It sounds good, it's got plenty of power. That sun over there to the left is just brutal. I'm trying to get her down. I can barely see the plane. The sun setting as low as it is. You know, the good thing that this plane has a rudder on it, so you can give it rudder input to cut the corners a little bit closer with it on, right now I'm on the safe mode. And for a 64mm jet, she feels like she's got pretty good power. The wind is just rocking her around. And like I said, I'm just doing little baby circles around with it. And I only have half a field to work with because the sun over there is just way too low. And it's like silhouette hour out here. And she's dancing around from the wind. That's a timer counting down, so we're just gonna land there now. Feel like I'm a little too fast on this pass, so we're gonna slow her down. Not too slow because I don't want to stall it. We're gonna throttle up, try to get her low. Cut the throttle there, yank on the flaps. Give her some more throttle. And there she is. But yeah, the wind is not working with me. It's pretty much gusting to 20, which is never fun. I mean, it's always fun flying a plane. But yeah, that's the second flight in the books with the Arrows F-86 Sabre. Yeah, we're just gonna keep dialing her in. It honestly has needed no trim at all. I've given it no trim whatsoever. Actually, I'm lying. I gave her some nose down trim. This one I have the battery shoved all the way forward. It gives me the best CG there, I guess, without the landing gear to get the CG right. Just gotta put the battery as far forward as you can go. I'll pop the canopy open here and show you how mine is set up. So I have my battery all the way forward, basically on one strap. This strap is not even really doing nothing. I do have Velcro on it. I have Velcro on the battery. I have my AR620 here, and you see the vector gyro system there. And I did my best to do some wire ties and try to get, there's a bug there, try to keep the wiring nice and neat because I like a clean cockpit. But yeah, that's my setup on the Arrows F-86 Sabre.